Okay everyone, so you can see I'm coming up on the last stitch. So there's one, I want to get it to like the very edge. And then here is, sometimes you gotta turn your work every which way. So here we go, okay? So don't fasten anything off. I just want to show you what yours should kind of look like. Okay, so you see here's the seam right here. Now what we're going to do is start crocheting on top of this ribbing right here. Okay, so let's start that right now. I was going to pause the video, but I'm not going to pause it. All you have to do, okay, so again, this is the seam that we just created. Here's your loop. Put the loop on your hook, and it looks like that. It looks really nice. But trust that you did a good job, okay? So now we are going to continue on. Does that make sense? This is where we stopped. This is where the ribbing ended. You turn your work this way horizontally, and then we are going to start along this edge right here, okay? And we're going to work all the way around. You got it? So now all you're going to do is put 72 single crochets evenly along the edge, okay? 72. So you start in this right here. And if you want to mark your first single crochet, please do. So mine is, we'll say mine's right here. You see that? So technically I think I'm going to use this one, but this is where we started right here. So then you just want to evenly space your stitches along the rim, okay? And I'm definitely going to use stitch markers because I've already lost count, okay? So you see how I am just inserting the hook into pretty much whatever space I have. This, I'm going to say right now, may take several tries for me. Most often it's not like evenly spaced at all. Like what I mean is these, the ends right here, they're not really like finished. It's not a finished edge. So you have to count how many stitches that you're doing, because we have to end up with 72. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Put 72 single crochets and make it as even as possible. Go all the way around, and then when you come right here, I will meet you back. Okay, so you see how the edging is like that? And it's okay if you create big holes right here, because we can go back and fix them. Don't worry about that. You see that? Like there's a hole right there. We can go back and fix it, and also the ribbon's gonna go up over, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, but I'm getting ahead of my house. I'm getting ahead of myself. Go ahead and put 72 single crochets along the edge, and again, use your stitch markers, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so I just want to show you how I do this. Okay, so here is where we started, and I counted 25 stitches. So each marker is 25 stitches. So I have 25, 50, and then I just did 10, so that's 60. Okay, so I have, maybe like 6 spaces left. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do to make it 72 stitches, 72 single crochets, is double up on, put 2 single crochets in one stitch. Okay, so how you do that, like I said, I have 10 stitches right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it's 10 because this is the 25th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Sorry, I can't count today. So like I said, I need 12 more. Okay, so in this next stitch, I'm going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, so that is for a total of 12. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to put 1 single crochet for 13. In the next stitch, I'm going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. How many did I say that was? Oh my God, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're at 15. I always have my little notepad. So I won't lose count. I just wrote 15 down. So then we just did 2 single crochets in 1. So in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 for 16. And then in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 in 1, 17, 18. So let's see, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. Are you guys understanding what I'm doing? So we have to have 72 stitches. Okay, so I just did a couple with 2 and 1. So now I'm going to just put 1 single crochet in each stitch. And that should be, so on the top of here you want to put, I know it's kind of hokey, you guys, but we're just making an even seam. Okay, so we should have a total of 72 single crochets. So let's count this last one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, there should be 22. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Perfect. Take this out. Here's our first stitch. Single crochet into that one. Boom, 72. Okay, so yours should look something like that. Okay, so now we are going to start on the shell pattern. Okay, so we will start on the shell pattern right now. Let me just join with a slip stitch right here. Okay, everyone got that? So we now have 72 single crochets atop, and we are going to start with the shell pattern right now. Okay, here we go. So we're going to chain 1. Okay, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the same space as a slip stitch. So right here, same stitch, we're going to put 1 single crochet. Boom. Okay, and then we're going to skip the next, this starts the pattern right here. Okay, we're going to skip the next 2 single crochets. So we're going to skip these 2, 1 and 2. Okay, and then we're going to put 5 double crochets in the next single crochet. Okay, so we just made a slip stitch, we did a single crochet, we're going to skip these 2 stitches, and in the 3rd stitch right here, we're going to put 5 double crochets in that 1 stitch. We're going to make a fan. Okay, So there's 1 double crochet. Actually not a fan, a shell. I call them fans. 2 double crochets. You guys just don't mind me. 3 double crochets. Let me get some more yarn here. 4 double crochets, all in the same stitch, and then 1 more. 5 double crochets. This is your shell. Super pretty, right? Okay, so then we're going to skip the next 2 single crochets, and sometimes it gets it's the single crochet next to the fan stitch gets hidden, so be sure to pull your work over so you make sure that you can see that. Okay, so we're going to skip the 2 single crochets, and then again in the third one right here we're going to put 1 single crochet, just like that. So you see yours should look something like that. It's a single crochet, right? So then we are just going to repeat that pattern. Okay, let me take out these stitch markers here. So you're going to, so we just did a single crochet. You're going to skip 2 single crochets, and in the third stitch right here in the third single crochet, you're going to put 5 double crochets. So that's 5 double crochets in 1 stitch. Okay, actually let me redo that. I like mine a little bit tighter. Skip 2 in the third stitch. We're doing a double crochet, and there's 1. I'm gonna go, I have to slow myself down. 2 double crochets, same stitch. 3 double crochets, same stitch. 4 double crochets, same stitch. 5 double crochets. It's raining really hard now. It's so beautiful. I love the rain. Okay, 5 double crochets, skip 2 single crochets on the third, in the third stitch right here, you want to put a single crochet. Okay, so here's our single crochet. Skip 2 in the third stitch. What do we put? 5 double crochets. In my head, I just heard everyone say 5 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, all in the same stitch. 5. Okay? Skip 2 stitches. In the third stitch right here, we're going to put 1 single crochet, like that. Get some more yarn. We'll do a couple more together, okay? Skip 2 in the third stitch. Since we just did a single crochet, we're going to skip 2, and in the third stitch we put 5 double crochets in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochets. and we're going to skip 2, 1, 2. In the third stitch, we're going to put 1 single crochet, okay? And then we're going to skip 2. In the third stitch, we're going to put 5 double crochets, okay? So go ahead and continue that pattern. Let me see what the pattern says. No, skip 2. Okay, just go until you can't go anymore. Okay, and remember, hopefully you marked your, well, I did not do that. I'm going to mark my first stitch with the chain marker. I'm so sorry, I forgot to do that. We started right here. That was a slip stitch. Okay, so go all the way around, continue the pattern until you get to your last shell stitch right around here, and I will meet you when you are done with that row. Okay, everyone, so you can see this is a brim. Remember, when you're done with this, the brim is obviously not going to be this wide. You're going to fold it up. Okay, so that's just a little side note. But look at how cute the shell stitches are. I call them fans. They're shells. You guys know I say things kind of that are a little bit off sometimes, but you know what I'm talking about, hopefully. Okay, so sorry, I sneezed there. So I left this last space so I can show you the end, okay? So here's our last shell stitch. We skipped 2 stitches. Here's our single crochet. We're going to skip 2, and then right here I'm going to put another 5 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, all in the same stitch. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then I took my handy dandy stitch marker right here, so you can see it works out perfectly. I'm going to skip 2, so this was our last shell stitch, sorry, and then it says to join with the slip stitch to the first single crochet. Okay, so then we're gonna take that out right there, and then that is going to be right here. Okay, so yours should look something like that. That is so cute. I'm super, super excited for this. Okay, so now we are going to start the, well, actually, this is already the shell pattern that we're doing. Okay, so this was the first round of our shell pattern. Now we're going to start the second round. Okay, so then we are going to, everyone ready? Let's begin. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and in this same space right here, again, you can pull this a little bit just so you can see the stitch. So in this same stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So we have our chain 3, I think I only chained 2, sorry. 1, 2, 3, and then in the same stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets. So there's 1, here's our chain 3, here's 1 double crochet. In the same stitch, we're going to put another double crochet. Okay, everyone got that? So now we're going to skip the next 2 double crochets, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the next double crochet. Okay, so we're going to skip these 2, and then we're going to put another double crochet I'm sorry, 1 single crochet in the next double crochet. Sorry. Chain 3, 1 double crochet, another double crochet in the same stitch. We're going to skip 2 spaces. Let me reword this. And in the 3rd space again, we're going to put a single crochet. That's how it should be worded. Okay, got it? And then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So we just put a single crochet here. We're going to skip these 2. So right now you should be where the single crochet was in the previous round. Okay, so in this stitch, we're going to put 5 double crochets right in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, all in the same stitch, 4, and then 1 more, 5. Okay, so what did we just do here? This is where we started right here with the chain 3. And again, if you want to mark this with a chain marker, here's our first chain 3. You will always want to mark the top of that chain. Because what's going to happen when we come back around, oops, when we've done all this row and come back around, we're probably most likely going to put 2 more double crochets in that same stitch to make it a proper fan stitch. Okay, so we just did the chain 3 with the 2 double crochets in the same stitch. We skipped 2 stitches and then we single crocheted in the 3rd stitch, skipped 2 stitches, put 5 double crochets in the same stitch, and now we're going to, okay everyone, so we're just going to repeat that pattern. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So here is our stitch with the 5 double crochets. We're going to skip 2, and then you're going to put a single crochet on the 3rd stitch. So the 3rd stitch should be the top of the fan. So in every top of the fan you're going to put 1 single crochet, okay? Skip 2, and then you're in this single crochet down at the valley in between the shells. Right here, you're going to put 5 double crochets. 2, all in the same stitch, remember? 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're going to skip 2, and in the top of this shell stitch, put 1 single crochet, boop. Skip 2, and you should be down in the valley in between the 2 shells. So that's 1, 2 right here. What do you do in between the shells? You put 5 double crochets in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2. On the top of the shell, you put a single crochet. Okay? And that is the pattern. So on the tops of the shells, you put 1 single crochet. In between the shells and the valley, you put a 5 double crochet shell. Okay? So go all the way around, repeat that pattern. Look at how cute that is. And I will meet you on the last shell, okay, in your last chain 5. Go ahead and do that. You can do this, you got this, and I will meet you when you are almost done with the row. Okay, everyone, so we are coming up at the end of round 2. I just finished my last chain, not chain 5, and 5 double crochet shell, okay? So then I'm going to skip 2 and single crochet on the top of the previous shell, just like this. And so now we've come to this first chain 3, okay? So then all we're going to do in that same stitch right here, so here we're going to skip 2, in this same stitch right here where we have the other 2 double crochets, okay, right down here, everyone see that? We're going to put 2 more double crochets because this is going to act like our first 5 double crochet fan. Okay, so there's 1, and it might get a little bit hokey, but that's fine. And there's 2. Okay, so you see that? Here's our single crochet. Here's our first double crochet, second double crochet, all in this same stitch right here. And now all we're going to do, since I marked the top of the chain 3, you're just going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. So yours should look something like this. Look at how cute that is. That is so cute. So one thing I am going to do, because this is going to get a little bit long, is I'm just going to scoot this up like this. Just flip it up, okay? Just so I can work with it. Otherwise it will get too tall. Super, super cute, you guys. I'm super excited. Okay, so we just finished round 2, and now we're going to start on round 3. So the pattern is a repeat of round 2 and round 3, okay? So it's super, super easy. So if you start the round on the top of a shell, this is what you do. This is technically round 3, okay? We're going to single crochet in the same space that we just slip stitch in, just like this. There we go, that didn't want to go in. Okay, so we're going to skip 2, and right here, actually it's not going to skip 2, but right here in the middle of the valley, right, here's 1 shell, and here's the second shell. We're on top of the first shell. So right here, what are we going to do in the valley? We're going to put 5 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going fast here, guys, I know, 5, but we've already done this, okay? So what I want you to definitely do, even if you are not a beginner, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to see, okay? Right here is where our first single crochet is. Please, please mark that with a stitch marker, whatever kind of stitch marker you use, okay? It will just make your life so much easier, okay? So this is our first single crochet. Here's our 5 double crochet shell. And then what do? Skip 2 on the top of the previous shell stitch. We're going to put a single crochet. Boop. Skip 2 in the valley. What do? we put 5 double crochets for a shell stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, just like that. So we just finished our 5 double crochet shell. Now what do? Skip 2, single crochet on top of the previous shell. Okay, so just go ahead and repeat that pattern. It's just a repeat of almost exactly like we did before. Single crochet on top of the shells, 5 double crochets in the valley. Okay, go ahead and repeat that pattern, and I will meet you right here when you put your last 5 double crochet in. Okay, I will meet you then.